Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends. Welcome back to a bit of an impromptu Friday night sports social from the Talking Town crew. Reacted to this morning's brilliant, let's be brutally honest, brilliant press conference. As always, I'm your host, Martin, the Governor Lambert. I am drinking a lovely Erdinger this evening. It's a lovely Friday night thing in my house. Nice pint of this. Anybody in the VIP area ever had an Erdinger before? Uncultured, the pair of you. Good grief. Anyway, welcome back. So, for those wanting to know, why are we doing an extra show? First of all, the press conference. Second of all, I love being with you all. It's a fantastic community. Luke, I heard a skip is being delivered to Portman Road tomorrow. Absolutely. James, hello, my friends. And yes, you are my friends. Yes, you are my friends. And gaming, hello all. Welcome in. So we'll discuss those. We'll put them apart. Amy's on the cider, I believe. That should make things interesting when she pops in. Ben Moore, no ghost ship. No, that's a Saturday night tipple, Ben. This is a Friday night, chilled vibes. Plus the Erdinger has got, let me get this right. I might need the bottle in a minute, so just to let you know. It's got like A, B, C vitamins in it. It makes a tired man not tired, apparently. Here we go. Thank you so much, my trusty assistant. Refreshing isotonic drink. There you go. With essential vitamins and minerals to make a tired man not tired. There you go. I mean, that's just the ideal Friday night, really, isn't it? So, joining me this evening as we profile is, of course, two resident Hard Truth merchants following Paul Cook's Hard Truth. I'm just trying to find out what is it. Oh, B9 and B12 help reduce tiredness. Normal function of the body's language.
Music.
Yes, I'm saving it for Sunday. Saving it for Sunday, mate. It's only once in a lifetime thing. Plus, we've got to be quickly tonight, you know, because Matt's got a burger in the oven as we speak. That's not a metaphor, and he needs us to be quick.
Unless he's not telling us something.
Well, maybe I don't know. Who knows? Evening, Alex. Evening, Matt. How are you, Crunch? First of all,
I'm all right, mate. I'm just I've got the East Anglian up here. I've got the story up. Don't you find with the East Anglian now, when you're reading it online, there's way too many adverts on there. Puts you off reading.
Yeah, no, I absolutely do.
Not good.
But you know, everyone's got to earn their coin somehow. You know, let's be honest.
Very true. Very true.
Another reason why we're here, really. You know, because we do have some monthly contributors, and I do want to put on the best content we can for these guys and girls. Yeah, beautiful bunch of people. But I feel like I feel a duty, you know, to create content when there's content to be created. And Paul Cook this morning gave us
unbelievable, isn't it? Sound bites. So where'd you start? Where'd you start with that? Because it's just like comment after comment, isn't it? It's just flying off the page.
Well, let's start by first of all throwing this ball for the dog, and second of all bringing in our resident Pitbull. Come back. Hopefully he's lost it. Matt, welcome in. How you doing?
Hi. How you doing?
Very well, thank you. How are you, sir?
Good. We've all had haircuts.
We have. You are our resident.
Yeah.
Have you?
Have you?
Who done it? The council?
Yeah, refund on that. Stylist.
Stylist, my ass.
Look at that top. Show everyone that top. Show everyone that top you're wearing, Matt. Look at that.
The missus got me this. I believe from eBay.
Swag.
Yeah. Decent. It's quite old now, but you know, I like it. I don't want to get rid of it. I like it.
No, like it. Yeah, well, it's just like a fine wine. It's maturing with age. It's looking rather good, Matthew. Now, your catchphrase is "Bring the avalanche." Crunches is Hard Truth. Paul Cook brought both those things this morning in absolute bucket loads. I'm going to put the link in the chat for those that want to jump in and just have their comment and their say on this morning. There were some really good zingers in there. I'll just mention a couple here. If this club, talking about Ipswich Town, obviously, needs to change, and it will have to change. This is going to be a very unhappy club over the next 2 or 3 weeks because the changes are coming. When asked how the town players might be feeling, I don't care. I don't care.
You wish they stayed at Wimbledon, didn't he? He said he wouldn't have been bothered if they hadn't come back.
Crunch, talk to me, because we've never lived in a time where a manager has had such a solid position and such the strength of hand that he can do this.
He's talking like a fan, isn't he? He's like how we all feel at the minute. And I see a couple of people, I won't name names, having a little bit of a moan because he was moaning about defensively. And then someone saying if Lambert had said stuff like that, we all know who that is, Matt, because I think you commented. He might be in the chat, actually, Lee. Sorry. But look,
we won't say names, Lee.
And what did I say, Matt? What did I tweet a few weeks ago and I got battered for it? What did I say?
You said you wouldn't want to go, you wouldn't need one of these guys in the trenches with you, is what you said. And that's what prompted and a few other choice words, but that's what prompted the 7-page thread on those were the days for him.
Yeah.
Ooh, but shit, please.
And you wouldn't, would you? You wouldn't want any of them.
No, that's basically what you said today.
You want no one to go. They wouldn't go to war with you. No. So they've had it coming, haven't they? They've had enough chances. It's been a malaise, and it sort of reminded me a little bit of the Paul Hurst interview after Exeter away in the cup, when he sort of. I can't remember what exactly. I was going to look up. I don't know if it's on YouTube. It might be available. He came out, didn't he, and hammered the players. But then he didn't really have any credibility in the bank, and he didn't have new owners with millions in the bank who are going to bankroll the club. So Cook is from a position of strength, isn't he, really, when he's saying that, because he knows that they're not going to be there. They're not going to be there. You
don't think he'd have said that under an Evans regime?
Do you not think it's quite an intriguing time, Matt? Because obviously the last lines, well, not the last time, but one of the other lines I mentioned, there's several others, is I don't like the team. Now, in a way, having this many out of contract players is a really helpful situation, because normally when you're talking to a team, even at this point of the season, you've still got two. It's only normally 2 or 3, maybe 4 out of contract. It's not normally 15, the whole dressing room. So you literally can say to the whole lot, I don't like any of you. Yeah. You're all a bunch of whatevers.
Well, you two have been saying that anyway.
Yeah, we didn't like any of the squad, didn't we? Other than maybe Matheson. He don't even get a look in now. No. But I mean, because it's still, even though we've got new owners, but supposedly we were still under the Evans regime, we were still in that space where everyone's leaving. Their contracts are running down. So I don't know. Yeah, you're right. He's got the security now of new ownership and, the chance to remold the squad. And I mean, bloody hell, we've been crying out for this for ages, haven't we? And it's going to come. It's going to come, thankfully.
But you can't lose a dressing room if there's not a dressing room, right? Literally, you can't. Like most managers worry. Like everyone says, "Oh, why did Lambert keep telling us it's all impressive?" Because he was year 2 into a 5-year deal. He couldn't lose the dressing room because he had 4 more years to get through.
Security.
But Paul Cook is the reverse. If you don't have a dressing room, you can't fucking lose a thing. So you just tell them all adios, amigos. You see how they respond.
And it's their own fault. It's their own fault. They haven't put in the effort that is required. It's been a comfort zone for too long. All right, Alex, how you doing?
Hi guys, you alright?
Alex version 1.
Yes.
What do you think? What do you think of this morning, Alex?
My God, literally, it is probably the most amazing press conference of the last 13 years. And you can just tell that the shackles are off Paul Cook now. He came in and replaced Lambert, and you got the impression he really wanted to say something but couldn't. You had to wait for the takeover to come through, because you don't know if Evans had stuck about. How many of those players he can offer contracts to.
Mike Brown in the chat. Look at that. Go away, Mike.
We'll come on to that.
Pathetic comment. Don't be silly. Mike's either up here or down here with Cook.
Yeah, well, that's Mike Brown in general. I love the bloke.
Interesting bit.
He's like you. He's like you.
The interesting bit to come from me was when he said, "I'm disappointed in myself." Is an understatement. I think I should be getting more out of these players. Now, it is reflecting on the manager, isn't it? Because he is the man in charge. He picks the team. but they're just not playing. And look, he can say that he's disappointed in himself because he is going to be. When he said like the other night, didn't he, 2 wins out of 10, that makes me not a very good manager. And at the minute, you'd probably say, yeah, he is. I just love his honesty, Matt. It's a breath of fresh air after what we've had before.
I mean, this is the same. This is the same set of players that the previous manager was telling us was incredible week after week. Oh, incredible performance! I couldn't have asked for anything more. And then now you got someone who's come in and said, not good enough. What I like is Alex is how he said Gary Roberts is very disappointed.
Yes,
disappointed Gary. He's disappointed in the quality of player we got it.
Yeah, and you know, for me, you look back at times when Hurst tried to do this, and then there were certain rumours about going. You know, Chambers was in, Evans is here, and having that thing. Whereas you've got to look at.
Oh, he's frozen.
Oh, he's frozen. Alex, try and come back to us.
It's right what he's saying. That's what I said earlier about Hurst, where Cook's from a position of strength, isn't he now? Knowing that they're all going, whereas Hurst was what? Was he 3 games in when he said that Exeter? I remember I went to that. And I listened to it after the game and I thought, you're making a big mistake here because I know what you're trying to do, but you've got people like Chambers, Scouse obviously controlled that dressing room and it didn't go, it went down like a lead balloon to that lot, didn't it?
Welcome back, Alex. Carrying the point, my friend.
Didn't mean to freeze there. Apologies, guys. I think I might have frozen again, but hey ho. But no, just the thing that, as we said, Hurst hasn't got that credibility, but, and then you had that influence of like Crunchy just said, Chambers and Scouse, whereas quite frankly, Paul Cook's in that mindset right now where he probably knows that he's getting rid of the vast majority. So if he upsets somebody, there's not that link to the owner going, we're not happy with this bloke because he's actually telling us how it needs to be rather than, letting us coast along on our past reputations and bits and pieces.
Absolutely, yeah. When you heard the line this morning, Alex, I don't like the team. And then when asked how they were feeling, I don't care. What's your first thought? Because it's football manager stuff, really, isn't it? It's TV show stuff. It ain't...
Yeah. It's Keane-esque, isn't it?
At the end of the day, they've been mollycoddled for too long with Paul Lambert telling them how amazing they are when, quite frankly, they have been shit.
Yeah.
They've been, and, they've all had ample opportunities to come in here, impress the manager. They know the vision that's coming. And if they can't get their head out of their arse to play for that, then quite frankly, we don't want them at the club. We want those players that are going to come in the summer that want to be part of it, want to play for the badge. So I quite frankly don't care how they're. I'm with Cook.
He still said that today, Alex. He still said that today about it's up to them to grab that opportunity. He wants someone to stick their hand up. None of them are.
No, and it's like you give people like Josh Harrop an opportunity, and he could have played himself in and potentially got himself, but no, he went and put in an awful tackle, and he'll never play again. You feel
signing his bin, guys.
He hasn't though, has he? No.
Toilet.
And, out of our loan signings that Lambert brought in, who can you really say had done anything? Parrott worked hard, but has scored 1 goal. But he
dissed him, didn't he, in the link? Did you see the link when they asked him about Parrott, Alex? Did you see? He sort of said that was nonsense.
He was sort of like, no, that's rubbish. We're not, and he said there's going to be a lot of like that flying about. I thought it was really interesting about the players he name dropped as well.
Yeah.
In terms of,
was he just saying them names? Did he just come out with them names? Do you think, guys?
No, you're looking at lists or something before you go to a press conference, and then you don't just pluck out 4 or 5 names like that.
Yeah.
It's strange the way they were immediately
Freudian slip, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, with the Norwood thing, I said to you, didn't I, yesterday, that if it were me, I know Rich has got his own opinions on sick note Norwood, but I would probably keep him because he's got another year. And the thing is, if he can be fit, you look at it this way, he might go to another League One club and score 20, 25 goals a season.
Martin said that in our chat, didn't you? You'd probably keep him to sort of, but where would he go? Because you think He's reportedly on about $8,000 a week. Highest paid player. What League One team is going to pay that sort of money?
Yeah.
The only thing that I maybe thought is maybe he's got some form of affiliation to Tranmere. So whether he'd forego the money to go back to Tranmere because
maybe.
That's where he's loved. That's where he's. But for me, I would keep him, not to play him week in, week out, but out of the option we've had for a third choice striker this year, Freddie Sears, Arendon, and Ollie Norwood. You keep him to keep those 20 goals away from somebody else. And let's face it, if we need a third choice striker, he's perfectly adequate to do that. So out of the ones that he listed, Norwood would probably be the one that I would.
You might get more out of him, guys. If you might get more out of him like that.
I think he's going. I think he's going. He's not professional. He doesn't strike me as professional. And Cook wants professionalism.
Matt said it before. Where's he spent most of his time? Non-league, League Two. Yeah. That's the mentality. Yeah.
Almost 300 games at that level, Rich. Almost 300 games at that kind of non-league conference level. But I did the little tweet in the week and looked at the top scorers in League One, the top 50 goal scorers in League One, going from Clark Harris straight down to a bloke who scored 2 or 3. And Norwood's not even in the top 50.
There you go. Alex, I'm going to bring Amy in. Alex, I love you. I appreciate it, brother. Look after yourself.
Take care, guys.
Amy, before I bring you in, I'm just going to get a few comments. Mike D, I love it when he said, I wouldn't have minded if they hadn't come back from Plough Lane. Harry Butcher, they need a rocket up there. I'll send them out the gates of Portman Road. Luke, I think we'll see a lot of youngsters playing the next 6 games. Yeah, we have got some teams.
Shout out Plough Lane, by the way. Plough Lane was looking good, wasn't it? Little refurb stadium. Decent. Well, Wimbledon.
Beige.
But yeah, it's all fan built, isn't it? They've taken that.
It looked like computer generated. It looked like a game of FIFA. I know you love that sort of thing, but it looked like a game of FIFA.
I like Wimbledon. I like Wimbledon because I go back to when they were in the 80s and 90s. Where they went to, and then now they've come back. I like it. Yeah. I like them. I like Piggott. For them. I think he could do a job for us. Someone like him.
I like Nesta Guinness Walkers. I like him. Josh Russell. Big up Josh Russell. We need a manager like Cook. Hopefully this gives them a wake-up call. We've got Sam Mabry. Transparency and honesty can be surprising when you've had neither for the last 13 years. MW. The problem with Norwood is we need a better striker. He's going to be disruptive, sitting on the bench playing second fiddle. Amy, welcome in. How you doing?
Hi, Amy. Hi.
You made a fantastic point just now in our backstage chat. What was your point you made
backstage? The last time I see you.
Yeah, tell me about it. I think I'm still hungover from the takeover day.
That's quality.
The new owners loved it, Amy. They want to see you drunk, Amy.
It was all good fun. I put myself on a wine limit now. I'm only allowed 1 bottle because I can't be having midweek hangovers like that again. But it was all fun and it was well worth it. That was a good decade in the build up to that, I think, that we've been waiting for it.
Historical down.
Yes, absolutely. So I was just actually, before I said what I was telling you before in the private chat, I did want to come back to what you said about what I think you said Lee said on Twitter today about if Lambert had said what had been said today. If Lambert had said that, we'd have all fucking cheered because he was driving us bonkers saying this was an incredible team and these are incredible players. Matt said to him. We would have loved it, but if he did, and I think the reason he never did is because Evans was at the helm and Evans was the boss, and Evans likes everybody to think that it's all perfect and sunshine and roses at Portman Road, whereas the new owners have come in now, and they seem to be much more about the honesty, the transparency and the connecting with fans. But also it looks good on there with Cook slagging off the current team because it shows exactly how much the past regime fucked up and how now they can come swanning in saving us. And the same for Cook as well. Actually, the more honest he is about how bad it is, he will now, like, what he does from this point onwards, things can only get better. So that's, for me, it wasn't necessarily about like Lambert. We would have slated Lambert for saying this, and I don't think badly on Cook for being this honest. I think it's fantastic. Like you said, we've waited so flipping long for this.
Yeah. Really long time.
It just finally feels like a club worth investing in, doesn't it? But maybe not this season.
well, it's nice to see fans like Graham who wrote the book saying on Twitter, you know, where can I or how would I access my season ticket again, etc. Because it's excitement and when you support a football club, it shouldn't be a burden. It should be something you just a relief to you. And I'm a really sort of smart guy. That's a really profound statement. I just like that. And
I mean, only Ipswich, right? You're in a lockdown. It's been a miserable year plus, 12 months plus. Only Ipswich could flat out to deceive in the third tier of English football. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
exactly.
We couldn't just run riot in the league. 100 goals, 100 points, whatever. No, it's got to be. We were top, and then we go down to 11th, and now we're struggling to get in the playoffs. It's never plain sailing, is it? Under that Evans regime,
it wouldn't be us, would it? Exactly, it wouldn't be us. But now that's gone.
Yeah.
Next season I think I said this last time I was on. Next season will be that League One tour that we were supposed to have the first time around last year. If things keep going the way they are, yeah.
I don't know if you heard Downs' interview in the week, guys. After the game, he was saying we should beat teams like Wimbledon. No. You have to earn them victories. The trouble with us at the minute, and I think a lot of the supporters as well, we think we're just going to rock up at these places, Wimbledon, Fleetwood, Rochdale, and we're just going to run over them. And we're not very good, are we? So next season, we've just got to let's be a bit more respectful to these teams. I think Amy might have said that before, that we've sort of thought it was going to be League One tour, 100 points, 100 goals. He said up there.
I'm keen to. Well, so did you. You had a hat on in August, man. What are you on about having to dig at me for, you cheeky sod? I've got a clip of you. I'll send it to every single podcast award platform there is. Look, give us an award. I've got a bloke with a hat on. Was it after we conscious
the 4-0?
Yeah. Amy, I'm going to read you a bit of the comment today, Amy. I want you to tell me about what you think of this. All of my teams historically have had 10 to 12 to 15 players who I trust. I don't have that Ipswich Town, and I think Gary's found that really frustrating. We don't put crosses into the box. We don't create chances. We don't defend well. We don't defend set pieces well. We don't retain possession of the ball well. We're not very fit. We're not very athletic. You can write a list of what we're not good at. So to say Gary's not very happy will be doing a disservice to those words. What do you think of those?
I bloody loved that clip. I've seen that all over social media today. It was just like, okay, this is what we've been saying for about 5 years. Why finally somebody is listening? Finally somebody sees it. No more of that green shoot bollocks. It's like, actually, this is what is happening. This is what we're literally like. You can talk about what's going on the training pitch and things that are going on behind the scenes, fine, but actually what it all comes down to is what's happening on the pitch. And for the last couple of years, there has been nothing on the pitch. There has just been what Cook has just described today. And I loved what Rich said earlier about Hurst came in with his axe, started talking about that really quickly, but Cook has given them time. He's given them a chance to prove themselves. And he's straight up, this is supposed to be them at their best, playing for a new manager, and they're not. No. So he's literally seeing what he's got to deal with.
He's given them enough rope and they've hung themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Tomorrow they've got to be playing for their lives at like no question. If any of them has an even slightly off game tomorrow, then they do not deserve to be back in that team ever again. And I agree with a lot of the comments that have been coming up today in the chat. Play the youngsters. Maybe give them tomorrow, but play the youngsters. Because if he's been talking to people reading in the Riot Act this week, then right, this is your last chance saloon now. This
don't worry, Amy, I've got the youngsters in my team. I've got the youngsters in my team for tomorrow.
I'll bet.
Matt, I don't know what Matt. What do you got, Martin, in yours?
We haven't seen it, have we?
No one cares.
Who would you play tomorrow, Amy? Who would you play?
I'm the
a tough choice. Lancaster would be in there. Dobbs would be in there.
Probably somewhere Ben Adams is just shuddering as he's eating his chicken. He's just gone. He's not quite sure why.
Wolfie Wilson, is Wilson fit?
No, I think he's injured, isn't he?
Yeah,
Wilson's gone.
Right.
Forget about Wilson. He's not the future. He shouldn't be in the 11 ever again. There, I've said it. Carry on.
Right, don't 100% agree, but Kenlock, is he? I lose track of who's fit.
He's fit. Yeah, he's fit again.
Well, apparently, Matheson's injured. No one's ever reported it. No one's ever said what he's got. I mean,
is Stephen Watt still spinning around from that second goal when that guy told him the dummy? What was he doing? Jumping.
He was auditioning for UK's Next Top Dancer. he got the job. I tell you that much. He was pirouetting like a kid, really. He really was.
That guy scored for Wimbledon, the opening goal. Hadn't scored for 3 years, and along come Ipswich.
Well, when I wasn't watching the game, Amy, because Ollie was playing. So Matt was texting me the score, and I've looked at my phone 2-0, and I thought, We're winning 2. Hang on. Nightingale does not play for Town. Don't it always happen against us, though? These players have never scored for like 3 years and then hold my beer. Here come Ipswich.
It went,
how many minutes?
1-0, 2-0, red card in about 5 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How many minutes is it now without a shot on target? Or did we manage to get one in that game?
I think
Or did we?
had a shot on target. Yeah, Martin.
It's an improvement. It's an improvement.
That's true.
I just finished celebrating the shot on target when Wimbledon had put a goal in the shot in the net. It was a fucking disaster.
Well, precisely.
It really was. Amy, we love you. Thank you very much for jumping on with us this evening. Look after yourself.
Thank you for having me.
Enjoy that glass of
See you all
wine.
soon.
See
you later.
Love ya. Stephen,
Hello.
you want to see Nydam and Downs in the midfield too tomorrow?
I think that'd be quite exciting.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about him.
Forgot about him, yeah. I would have put him in, actually. I'd forgot about him. Yeah, good shout.
You know, he's got to get some time. His contract's up at the end of the year. He needs some minutes because I think there's a player in there, and he's a nice lad as well. You know, there's a player in there, and he's got to get.
Stephen, I don't care if they're nice lads. It don't matter anymore. Don't want nice lads. I want winners in my team. It don't care if they're absolute. See you next Tuesday. No, we don't. We want winners, Matt.
You can be nice and be a winner, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But what I'm saying
Be a
is,
role model.
like, it's a combination we've not seen. It's a combination I'd like to see. They've both got a bit of power behind them. They've both got but they're a bit dynamic, the pair of them, you know. And it would be something different, something new, something exciting, you know. Maybe I don't know, Dobra or even Dazelle try in a number 10, you know. Try something different. Try Dazelle up for a bit further forward, where his through balls, if he drops a bit deeper, will go inside the box instead of just outside the box.
See, you know, I don't mind tomorrow. I'm not worried about the result tomorrow. I'm more worried about the performance. If they show up, at least put a performance on and we lose. Look, I can handle that. If they turn up, put the white flag up like they have the other night, unacceptable.
I honestly don't see a result tomorrow. You know, I really don't see any sort of result tomorrow. I'd love to play all the kids, but I know he won't. Yeah, because you know
he's just thrown the whole team under the bus, Stephen. I don't necessarily. Wouldn't rule anything out at this point.
He keeps saying I'm not throwing the team under the bus, and then in the next breath,
yes, you are.
The fucking whole lot are under there.
I'm half expecting to see James Pullen in goal tomorrow. I'm not. Do you know what I mean? Like,
you were getting rid of the kit man. You were getting rid of the kit man and the tea lady.
That's
very true. You started.
Oh God, they were out.
It's all
right. They were. They were.
Comments today, but you know, if I put my little cynical hat on to give it
a
little bit of a spin, you know, at the end of the day, he's saying it because he can say it. He knows it'll go down well with the Bears. Yeah, he knows what fans have seen all season, and he knows fans will agree with everything he's saying, and he knows most of these players are out of contract. You know, if some of them, if I were them, I'd be messaging Danny Rowe because it took him nearly 10 months to get a job, and it's going to be a damn sight harder this year because there'll be so many free transfers.
Yeah,
they will be everybody's first pick.
Alex Gilliard.
No, it's rebranded now. It's the Nick Cook Supporters Club.
Nick Powell.
Nick Powell, yeah. You know,
Nick Powell, is he out of contract? Is he out of contract? Is he out of contract at Stoke?
He is.
He's a good player. He's a very good player. I'd take him if he was available.
He's had 12 at Championship. You know, and if Paul Cook works his magic and has a little word, we've got a damn good number 10.
He is a good player.
I mean?
Why is he out of contract?
Because Stoke are trying to cut back. You know, at the end of the day, they might have billionaire owners, but the money's going through the fingers like water, like most clubs. You know, at the end of the day, you know, they've got FFP to work with, and they're losing millions every year.
But didn't Mrs. Bet 635, Mrs. Coates, pay herself 260 million quid or something?
Yes.
All right, if you can get it.
In a way, it's probably worked good for us because Marcus Evans has been working within a budget. Everybody else has been spending as much money as they've got. Now, there's only like 3 clubs who's really got any money to spend. That'll probably be Derby when their deal goes through, Sunderland and us. The rest of them will be like, well, we've got to cut costs because of COVID. Yeah, we don't really have that problem. We've got a lot of players being released on a free, which will cut our wage bill down massively, and we've got money to invest, so we can start from a good place. But I do think that if this takeover would happen under Lambert or any other manager, I think that would have given them the freedom to say that similar, not probably the same, because Paul Cook's a bit of an outlier, similar things to what Paul Cook's saying. He knows he's got the backing of the owners. He knows he's got the money to invest, which the others didn't have. You know, you can't throw 15, 20 players under a bus if you can't replace 15, 20 players. And the others couldn't do that. You know, there was too much tinkering around the edges, which we've done for like 7 or 8 years. And that's why we're in the position we have now with 50 players nobody wants.
Absolutely.
You know? So I think it's going to be an exciting time. And at the end of the day, roll on Nick Powell and let's all look.
All right, Steve. I would just, Stephen, great points as always. Stephen is literally like, he's, you know, you go to your local pub and you see a few faces and they're always in there. That's Stephen. I love Stephen. He's like, you can always rely on him for a good point.
He's a type, I reckon Stephen's the type of guy you go in and he'd be hogging the dartboard, wouldn't he?
Yes, he would.
You couldn't get in. Or the pool table. You got to put your 50s. You got to put your 50 on there to play me.
We did say on Sunday, didn't we? And it's kind of right there. He's alluding to it there. This is a great job at the moment. Cook can bring in not who he wants, but he can mould a team in his shape, how he wants it to look. He's got money behind him.
Do you reckon he'd have a walk-on song? Do you reckon people in the chat, what would Stephen's walk-on song be at the darts? Come on.
Right, said Fred. I'm too sexy for Milan, too sexy for New York.
So another comment from the press conference was Cook when he said, successful clubs sustain what they do and have high tempo, flair players, creative players, and create chances. And he called the fitness into question again, didn't he?
Yeah, we know they failed that double session, don't we? So, but we've always said this, haven't we? You see teams come to Portman Road, they start counter-attacking.
Beep.
They're just so much quicker than us.
Stars, Simply Red.
Yeah,
that's a good tune. That's a good tune. Really good tune. Callie, any hip hop songs that's beeping over the cuss words? Sorry, Matt, you made a great point, but
I think it'd have to be Peter Kay's "Show Me the Way to Amarillo."
Yeah, Bleeding Love. Oh, I love it. Absolutely. I love Stephen. He's brilliant. But I would just say free transfers, air of caution, because they've got to be the right free transfers. I don't want any free transfers because they've had an injury record. Fuck that. Yeah. Leave that in the past. No. That's it. That's in the rearview mirror. I want nobody that's had an injury in the last 3 months.
That said, Will Keane has scored more goals than Norwood this season.
I watched the EFL highlights.
Don't tell something about that on Twitter, will you?
I watched the EFL highlights today from the weekend, and Wigan won 4-1 at Doncaster, and Will Keane, he looked a different player. I think he got 2 assists, scored a goal. He was actually moving.
Did he have the long hair still?
He's still got that man bun, hasn't
he? Yeah, that's a good reason to get rid, in my opinion.
Or was the camera moving? Like, he could have been stationary, but the camera was going instead.
The thing is, Martin, if Wigan do stay up, you could probably see Liam Richardson, who we know Paul Cook probably wants to bring to Ipswich, and there's, Barry from Wigan told us he probably wants to stay up north, maybe. If they stay up in League One, he's probably going to stay there and get offered the job, isn't he? The actual.
Does he want to be a number one full time though, Matt?
No. Barry seemed to indicate it was family reasons. Like he didn't want to make family this far south.
I get it.
So he'll probably end up in Greece. Where they most end up in it when they can't come south. So they mostly go. Colin, welcome in the goat that is Colin.
All right, Colin.
Look at that shirt.
Why is another shirt?
Beautiful.
Hello, Rich. Little story about the shirt, actually, Rich. I got invited when my dad was really ill. Just before, not long before he died, we went over and we had a day with Jason Cundy and Matt Holland, and David Johnson came in, and we had a little look around the dressing rooms and that, and Jason took us for a meal in the setter spot with Matt Holland, and this shirt Jason gave to my father, so it was my dad's shirt. So
brilliant. That's great.
So Jason Cundy gave this to my father when he was very, very, very ill with stomach cancer. And the shirt's very close to my heart, obviously, so little story there.
Colin, in all your years of supporting our fantastic football team, have you ever heard a manager come out and speak with such passion, honesty, accountability, explosiveness?
Well, probably some of those aspects, but obviously Bobby and whatever, Bobby, he came over as obviously the real nice guy and everything, but I have heard Bobby speak a bit like that in the early days of the First Division, just a little bit, but probably no. I'm hard pressed to think of any Ipswich manager who's actually been as forthright as he was today. I agree with all of you. I think that he really came over really well today, and I think everybody, literally everybody, right down to the tea lady, really knows, and the people who are on the gate really knows exactly where they stand now. And if they don't, I think they need to go and see a brain surgeon, really, because he's highlighted it in a way that everybody, like I say, everybody knows where they stand, and that's fine, by me, because at the end of the day, whoever represents and pulls that iconic shirt on tomorrow, if they don't want to play for that shirt tomorrow, I don't know. They can't have a lot. They can't have a lot about them.
I'll tell you what, Colin, that list he was saying we can't attack, we can't defend set pieces. This was very similar to your list post Wimbledon earlier in the week when you ended up with saying pathetic.
It was. I thought it was Colin at one point talking.
Oh, thanks, that Mark. No, I'm like Rich. I absolutely like honesty, and honesty in any walk of life is a fantastic thing to have. And if you're honest with people, you generally get feedback. You generally get people. Like, for example, like wherever you've worked, I used to work for Ormond for a lot of years, and I had God rest his soul, Derek Pointer, his name was. I had a Dom, delivery office manager there, and he was the kind of guy, don't matter whether he had a white shirt on, Christmas time, he tipped bags with you, and he was honest with his staff, and because he was honest with his staff, everybody worked for him and got the job done, like at Christmas, and that reflects with the football teams. I mean, if you're good one way to your staff, that, like we're talking about a team here, the team will reflect, and they'll go onto that pitch, and they'd have went to Charlton tomorrow, and and they'd have ripped up 1 or 2 or 3-0 or that kind of thing. It works both ways. It really, really does.
You're still believing, you still think, don't you? When I spoke to you earlier, you said if we can beat Charlton tomorrow, but I said to him, we had this chat before Wimbledon. He said if we beat Wimbledon, then we go to Charlton. We know enough about this team by now, don't we?
Colin, you're the last one standing because Callie
brings eternal.
Callie's folded. He now says it's over. Lee Anderson has folded and now says it's over.
Do you know, Rich, can I just say something to you, Rich, right? Face to face now, right? I absolutely know in the back of your mind, in the back of your, and Matt's and Martin's, but especially you, Rich, you don't go to bloody Exeter, Torquay, Plymouth, places like I've done on a Tuesday night and don't think your boys can win tomorrow.
No.
Oh, that's very true. Yeah, I mean, I've always walked up on Common Road thinking we're gonna take.
We all believe, Rich. We all believe, and I absolutely know where you're coming from, my dear friend, because I'm not silly enough to know this is the worst, probably the worst team in my lifetime of 57 years supporting the club. So I'm not that silly. Sorry, Martin.
It's not probably anymore. You can drop the probably bit. It is the worst team we've seen in any lifetime. There's not a worse one. I mean, there's just not.
But we still dream, don't we? It's hard. The dream is very, very kind of non-existent. But I still hang on. Do what, Rich?
Colin,
sorry,
Colin.
Sorry,
as you're here,
the dream is non-existent. You said.
Oh, sorry.
Clive Penning in the chat. Martin doesn't remember John Duncan. We moaned about him. We said he was an awful manager. If you look at that side now that John Duncan had, way better than this team.
Shall I tell you something? This is no word of a lie. I was thinking about that the other day, Rich, and Martin and Matt. Thinking about it the other day. And that side under John Duncan, I think probably would beat this. You know, if we think about what would we class as our best 11 out of the 25, 30 players, I think John Duncan's side would probably beat them 3 or 4-0.
That's Sergei Baltachar for starters.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Yeah. Was let me think now. Was David Lowe there then? Was it?
David Lowe? David Lowe.
Yeah, he would have been in that period.
Dalian Atkinson.
Dalian.
Yeah.
You're not alone, Colin. Daryl Scales, I'm with Colin. Tomorrow is the day for a reaction. Cookie has laid it down, and it's not up to the players. It's up to the players to prove themselves.
But then I think, did we all see Statman's tweet when he said we all lambasted Lambert when he gave up? Yeah, he was fishing a bit.
A bit.
He said he was being serious.
Crunch is pissed tonight. Crunch is actually only on the sauce.
Can I actually go on record of saying though, and I know Rich is going to laugh, but if we did win tomorrow, obviously, okay, Rich, I'm not. I'll try and make you as happy as
Graham Harvey. Do you remember him, Colin? Do you remember Graham Harvey? He's one of the worst left backs
I've seen. Arguably the worst left back I think we've ever signed.
He was
from Derby. Did we sign him from Derby? I think.
Graham. Yes, Graham Harvey from Derby.
Graham Harvey from Derby.
I think so. Yeah.
Rick, can I just say what I want to say? If we was to win tomorrow and the results, like they did last time, go for us, we are kind of back in the mix again.
All right, Colin. On that basis, I've got 2 teams for you. You can rate them both, as can the chat. Matt's 11 is as follows: Thomas Holy in goal. Back, I think it's a back 3, right, Matt?
Well, you've written this down wrongly.
Right.
So yeah, it's a back 3. So Chambers on the right, Toto in the middle, McGuinness on the left.
Right, doesn't really matter, but go on.
Then I thought I'd keep our second top scorer in with 5, who hasn't scored since October, Edwards. Thought I'd keep him in. He had a purple patch, didn't he, at the start? So he's on the left there as like a wing back role. And get my man in, KVY, as long as he don't pull a hamstring. Get him on the right-hand side. Then my 3 in the middle would be Dazelle on the right, Downs in the middle, and Gibbs. But where we had everyone floating the idea of Nydam earlier, Stephen Perry, maybe him instead of Dazelle, give him an opportunity. And then a little combo we've not seen yet. I'd like to see this. Parrott and Hawkins together for 90 minutes. That's what I would like to see. Because apparently Hawkins has great feet, our man at Pompey told us, and he might link up with Parrott.
Well, can he use those feet and fuck off?
How much of the earning is you had?
Hang on, you need to put that the views of the. Come on, you've been putting out
sorry. Views of their own and not of the network. I fucking own the network. They're my legal aid solicitors.
Parrott, we've not seen. I don't think we've seen that combo yet. So give it a go.
So that's team 1, Colin. Right, that's team 1. This is the Crunchers team. Crunchers, talk us through it.
So obviously Cornell in goal, because I think. Look, Holy's fucking. He's like you. So what did you liken him to? I think you said a tree. Mike Brown said, did he say a telegraph pole? Something like that. Yeah. Cornell, Wolfenden, who admitted today, I don't know if you've seen his interview, he's been shit. Basically, he's had a crap season. Toto, who's going to be player of the year, shows how shit we are. Kenlock left back, KVY. I might take Crane out because I forgot about Nydam. So you could have Nydam out
sit down, Mark. All right, Mark Keith, Crane train, sit down, pal.
Yeah, so Liam Gibbs, who I know Colin's a big fan of.
Colin likes.
Flynn Downs, he'll be captain tomorrow. Lancaster on the right. Dobra just behind. And my favourite player, James Norwood, up front.
Scott Candidge, isn't Lancaster injured?
I don't know.
I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what's going on?
Matheson at right back tomorrow.
ITFC Tweedy's giving you 8 out of 10 for that team. What's my marks out of 10, Tweedy?
Come on. 3.
Come on, Tweedy.
So Colin. Mine's got an international striker in it for starters.
Yeah, but you've got players in there, Matt, who ain't even going to be there. I'm not playing anyone who's not going to be there next season. Well, Cornell might not be there, but you've got to have a goalie. So
how do you know he's going to be there next season?
Well, put Matt's team up again. Chambers won't be there. McGuinness won't be there. Edwards won't be there. Dazelle will be there. Downs will be there. Gibbs will be there. Parrott won't be there. Hawkins won't be there. Holy shouldn't be there.
No.
What we selling Hawkins? What deal's he on? He's got at least 2
Very
years.
Butcher, 9 out of 10. Fucking God, get in. Look at this.
9 out of 10.
There's a lot of.
Well, you got 7 from Neil. Elliot Leader's gone with my team. Shout out, Elliot. My team beats Cruncher's team easy. We've got interesting.
Tweedy says 3 out of 10.
Nice.
Oh,
Colin, you're the ultimate judge. Which team do you think's the best one out of them two?
You know what he's going. Come on.
I know it's predictable.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Matt. I'm looking at. I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah? I've got to be honest, right? And Rich knows me. I am straight down the line. Try to remember the size. I would have played Cornell, absolutely. I'm glad you both got Gibbs in the side because I think that boy is really got really good potential. It's quite ironic, actually.
Lee Bayliss. Lee Bayliss. Is it Lee Bayliss' comment, Colin?
Sorry?
Lee Bayliss said, Hawkins, I'd rather have a dustbin up top.
No, you know, going back to Liam, you know, he really, really deserves it. Actually, of something I didn't look up today, I think the under-18s had a game today, didn't they? Do you know, Rich?
No, they played Wigan, didn't they? Played Wigan yesterday. They won 3-2.
Did Gibbs play or not?
Don't know. Didn't have the team up.
No, right, okay. Going back to the teams, I'm glad to see. Well, I'm hoping that KVY plays tomorrow. I agree with Rich in the fact that there's a lot of those players, you know, like McGuinness and Edwards and 1 or 2 others who won't even be there, won't even be here next season. I'll be surprised if McGuinness starts tomorrow. I suppose, you know, like the jury's out with like Chambers and all that. I suppose you've got to have obviously a nucleus of a kind of experience in the side tomorrow. So I suppose
Colin, wouldn't that be a massive statement by the manager if Chambers weren't picked?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, because that could tell us a lot if he isn't.
I think a lot of people have been on the periphery here as regards whether he'll be here or not. I possibly was a couple of weeks ago, but now I've got the answer now. There's no way in my mind whatsoever will that man be here. Because like my oldest son said the other week, excuse me, he tweeted the other week.
We'll touch on Chambers at the weekend, Colin, just because I know Matt's got a burger in the oven.
Yeah, Tom Page. How's your burger coming on, Matt?
It's going to be a cremation. It's going to be a cremation.
What's your team, mine? Have you got a team?
Yeah, I've got a team. It's not on the screen, but I'll tell you my team. Cornell in goal. All right, here we go. To go with this one. This is a tactical masterpiece. Paul Cook will like this one. Back 5. So 5-3-2. Edwards at right wing back. Wolf, Toto, McGuinness, Dobra at left wing back. Don't defend, just get forward. Just get forward. Right? And you've got midfield of Dazelle, Downs, and Gibbs. Front 2 of Jackson and Norwood. Bish, bash, bosh.
I'll tell you what, Martin, you could have quite easily been George Burley's number 2, because George just like going forward, man. Fuck it, you know. If we can see 3, we'll score 5. That was George. Oh, all day long. Love it.
Absolutely. Armando Dobra, don't defend, just get forward. It says wing back.
1 out of 10. Let's get 1 out of 10 in comments. Tweedy.
How can you get 1 out of 10?
Dobra wing back.
You're getting too hung up. You're getting too hung up on the role and position name. Forget about the wing back term. Just get on the left side, make it your own, push their full back.
Mike D's nailed it in the chat. Guv didn't like. He didn't like
that was my first thought when Connor said it. I was hoping he'd say someone like Royal.
Maybe but... Joe Royal.
Oh, Callie, get out of fucking mine's arsehole. Fuck off.
Says Crunchy. Everyone's been licking. Right. I'd rather
Martin, what you got to remember is when I said you could have been George is number 2, you got to remember George. I'm not saying Joe. I love Joe Royal. Don't get me wrong, but George was a winner.
Yeah,
was a winner.
He was a winner. I see how you've done that. I see how you've done that. Colin, as always, come back to us on Sunday with the Luke Chambers thoughts. We'll pick it up again there. We really will. I've got a lot to say about that, man.
Love you all. But, love you all.
Love you too, man. Love you too.
Bye.
Guys, quick roundup as we finish before Matt's.
Colin will be ringing me in the morning on his exercise bike, by the way.
Good.
He done 14k the other morning. He done 14k, everyone, on his exercise bike.
Before we go, big shout out to Archie. He's playing tomorrow, isn't he?
I'm reffing tomorrow, yeah. Sawston, we are at home to Chesterton Eagles. So, first game, Matt. What is it? First game? Back on the grass. First game, back on the grass. But his brother's playing as well. His brother's playing as well. So, don't forget Ollie. They're playing tomorrow morning. So,
good luck, lads. Good luck, lads. Right, score predictions then for Ipswich Town. This is not for Sawston. Although you can give both if you like.
We love Nigel Adkins, don't we, Martin? I trust you slept well. I love those videos.
Walking is brilliant.
He's going to score tomorrow. I'll be it live on Sunday.
Adkins going to score tomorrow.
Oh, we're going to lose, aren't we? 2-0.
2-0. 0-0 Elliot leader. Colin Plum's gone 2-3.
2-3. What a game now be?
Yeah, better game we've seen in recent weeks.
Jesus
Rich.
Christ. I can't see anything other than a defeat. I just hope it's a better performance. I'll take a better performance. 6 irrelevant games we've got, haven't we, really? They're irrelevant. I'll go. I think we might score tomorrow, but I'll go 3-1 Charlton.
What's it become when the prediction is we might score? So, we're not playing Man City.
We've had a shot.
Matt's down on 2-1. Vicky's gone 5-0 Charlton. That's the point. Any of those McCarthy fans been chirping up recently? No, I didn't think so. Sit back down.
Careful what you wish for. What a load of bollocks.
I know. Purple patches. He knows all about those. New Gardner, 7-0. 7-7, Andrew. I'd be in 7th heaven. I really would. £5 Hawkins' first goal scorer.
I'll tell you what, if Hawkins scores, I'll give you a tenner tomorrow.
Wow, look at that.
If he scores. Doesn't have to be first goal scorer. Okay. If he scores.
Can we confirm which net? Just to be clear.
Whatever end, it'd be funny, wouldn't it?
Well, it'd be a goal, I suppose. Right, we're done. We're back tomorrow for the match day ticket. Earlier kickoff, 12 p.m. It's myself, Coxie, and I believe it's Callie joining me. And then we're back Sunday at 1:30.
Before we go, I thought we were doing our voice notes. We're on the Flynn Downs. On the Flynn Downs. Not Flynn Downs, yes. Teddy Bishop.
There's a rumour going round that there's a voice note about Teddy Bishop saying something or other. Can't confirm it. I would say if there's a voice note, it'd be out. You'd be able to hear it because those things don't stay quiet for long. However, if you could deliver your own voice note to a player, to a team, to whoever you could deliver it to, what would your voice note contain? Matt?
Mine would be to my man, Ollie Hawkins. I'm only 5'5.5", Ollie. So if you could come around here and get these leaves out of my guttering, I'd appreciate it. Be a good neighbour.
Willie McGuinness over here. Crunch, what would you do?
You might want the thing ready for on the screen.
Oh, okay. Oh, fucking hell. This is dangerous territory. What have I created? Right, here we go. Views are their own and not of the network.
James Norwood. Pub gardens are open, but leave your car keys at home.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, Matt. We got... Oh, for...